want to walk you today through the USA Team Handball routine here in SPS and how I start my day and how I use the application to connect with all the athletes here at camp and what's going to be happening during World Championship as well. The routine is very simple and organized. I think this is one of the biggest features that SPS has. Is like you have everything at glance. You can start with organizing your day, looking at the daily schedule, which is basically what I'm doing right now. I start my day by looking at the calendar. In the process of planning, we started with already with a macro idea of what's going to happen during the camp, and then we created a calendar for all the athletes, and then we go on a daily basis and we either add or modify or subtract. This is the weekly outlook, and this is what's going to happen during this week. As you can see, we already have a schedule, the traveling to Egypt. We have already our first training session schedule, our match. Now after I do that, I go into the athlete profile, and there's a few tests and readiness. We have our daily journal entry. As you can see, it's too early yet. We have the readiness test, where everybody start putting in what they have done through the actual day, and then after that I simply just go back to pick up whatever I've been working on during the night before. So in this case, I started analyzing last night after the game was available, the match between Austria and Germany yesterday for the EHF Euro qualifier. So I'm already starting to work on this. I'm hoping to I use the template that I created for analysis. I'll show you a little bit of the template. This is the one that I'm using during this World Championship. It divides the team, obviously. The game phases: attack, defense, retreat, counter attack. I have the defensive system. I have all the identified positional attack or set plates, whatever they do in free play, counter attack actions. I have a special situation attack: superiority, double superiority, 7v6, inferiority with empty goal, 4-2 in the sense of the attack, passive play, and then I have some of the outcomes with the turnovers. Attack impact zones, which is very important in terms of what the production is coming from. Then I have some special defense situations as well, type of shot. Then I go into goalies analysis, and I have video analysis material, something that I have already identified that is good, and then I'm gonna send it as a presentation for the athletes. Very simple. I send this to a presentation setting, and then automatically send me to the, I already have one, but let's go back to the presentation application, which is right here. And I click on Sebastian Frimmel, and I view, and I already have everything for Sebastian Frimmel that I have identified. And then it's very simple. I really like this feature because, for example, you can add obviously a video, which is what I added. You can add some drawing if I wanted to, so it connects with the actual playbook, so I can basically dissect what they did in the actual play, what he did, and then it all ends at the end of the day with me then creating a document for the athletes. We have our collection here, and for example, like last night I was working on Norway's you know, players, and I have all the northwest backward actions against all the games in the Euro 2020. Sander Sagersen, Will Linar, Goran Johannesson. So, and these are all our rivals in the group stage of the World Championship. So everything is already done here. We also add some tests if needed. We have some information that we normally like to get from the players. Nutrition is important for us. We have our documents for nutrition here, and also we have the guideline from the USDA, and so forth. The one last thing that I really like is the actual playbook, because it allows me to, like for example, like yesterday, I'm going to show you something that I did yesterday, right? As I was watching the game, Germany versus Austria, I look at what they were doing in terms of defense. So I basically created a diagram of their go-to defensive system. So it's kind of like starts with a 6-0 that is kind of like mix, where they basically play the right side or the right where the pivot is as a zone, and then the other side is very flexible with this number 3 defender almost playing like a 5-1 at times, and moving, orbiting really in front of the actual defense. So as I am actually watching the game rather than taking notes, I just can go straight into the playbook diagram and start creating stuff. And obviously all this, the best thing, it's fantastic. XPS by itself is a really good program. But what I like about it is the interconnectivity within all of us. Like you can basically send stuff to the players when they're in the room resting. You don't need to basically bring them to the video room anymore if it's not needed, especially now during the confinement and isolation being a need to survive these times. So this is what I do, and then I do over every day. Every morning I start over again, and then from there we'll go. This is the use of XPS by USA Team Handball in a nutshell.